This week on the Unqualified Gamers Podcast, the boys talk about Crosswind, Helldivers 2 coming to Xbox, and Squid Games 3 in America.
Looking to see what kind of shirt I wanted to wear.
Episode 126.
126.
Hey man, you saw the countdown. I mean, I'm not going to supposed to just stop. I can't stop the recording.
You are rude. You could have let me finish my. So basically, guys, I was trying to explain that CC actually has decent taste today. He's not wearing he's wearing a third shirt that he owns. As you guys know, he now owns, actually it's 4 shirts. He apparently owns Tesla, SpaceX, Nelk Boys, and now an Indiana Comic-Con shirt.
I own 5 Nelk Boy shirts.
Jeez, old Pete.
Are they in different colors? Or are they like all the same exact shirt?
No, they're all different.
You're a little old for the Nelk Boys, ain't you?
I'm a little old for the Nelk Boys. I was told that in the comments.
For Racy, I wore this Milwaukee shirt just for him.
Fucking such a Milwaukee nerd.
Yeah, I know.
I'm actually wearing the FanFest shirt from Cleveland that Miss and I went to back in March. But I was thinking about wearing that one, that exact shirt that you're wearing, Punishment. And then I'm like, you know what?
Could have been twinning.
I'm going to tell you that when I wear a shirt, it's just because it's the far left one that's hanging up in my closet. That's how I pick my shirts.
I actually go through and I look and I'm like, you know what? What would look good? What would like bring attention?
When I show up at your house in September, the clothes that are in my bag will be the probably
left clothes.
4 shirts that were furthest to the left in my closet. I don't. Well, okay, no, because we're going to the convention.
Yes.
So I will be wearing an Unqualified Gamers t-shirt. Well,
so he'll make sure that one's in the bag, but everything else will be far left.
Everything else will be far left of the closet. Yeah.
Does that include like swim trunks? Do you have like a far left of your like swim?
That's in the drawer. I don't own swim trunks.
He just has gym shorts that he wears. His
shorts.
Yeah.
I mean, I get it. I get it. You guys have like winter 10 months out of the year over in Iowa, so
yeah.
Well, I understand why you wouldn't have.
Like,
I mean, our winter this year was long as hell. We had like an 8-month winter this year. It started like mid-October.
I'm not a big swimmer guy either. Like I don't go swimming.
You look like you could float though. Just saying.
I do float, but I'm not. I've never been a big fan of swimming.
I like swimming when it's in a pool or if it's in the lakes. But when you go into the ocean or the Gulf, it's just pure salt, and you're just like, my son
it gets stuck in your mustache, and it just doesn't go away. You taste salt all the time.
I shorten mine. My son has gone in the ocean, he's gone in multiple times, but of the times he's gone, about 3 times has he accidentally swallowed some water and then threw up in the ocean. I'm like, well,
that sucks.
I'm
at least he gets it over with in there, not in the car, though.
Bro, if he ever gets to swim in a lake,
props, buddy.
So he's not going to throw up in the car because he's not swallowing salt water in the car.
Yeah, hey, he could wait until he gets in the car.
Yeah, just hold it in his mouth until he's almost there, and then.
I will say that the water in Hawaii is much saltier than the beaches in California.
Really?
Even though it's all
the Gulf is very salty.
Oh,
never been to that.
The springs here are nice, except they're cold, super cold.
I have touched the Atlantic Ocean, so I like hobbled because I was actually injured. I was part of that what's it called, the rehab unit out in Fort Dix, and we had a pass. And so I went out to Atlantic City on the boardwalk. It just happened to be in a hurricane.
Oh, no, boardwalk.
But yeah, I walked out and just put my foot in the water so I could say I'd been in the Atlantic Ocean.
See, I used to be stationed in Camp Lejeune, and we had access to the beach on base. So I've been in the Atlantic Ocean a few times. I had a friend named Sarah. We used to go, I don't know, pretty often. Not a huge fan of the beach, but I'd go with all my friends, and I'd swim, play games, all that good stuff, obviously drink. And one time my friend actually went out and we went to the sandbar where there was like a little downstream that would pull you into the ocean. And at the end of that, there was like a little sandbar. And we were all going out on the sandbar, and then we'd go out a little bit into the ocean. Well, I'm sure you know what a riptide is.
Yeah.
And she got caught in that, started getting taken back, and we were about to leave, and she couldn't paddle in. She was struggling to actually make it back in because it was pulling her so much. So I look back, and my 2 friends, John and Jose, they just look at me like, I can't do anything. So I just take off into the water. I'm a pretty strong swimmer, but I had to when you're supposed to go in, like you don't swim against the waves, you like swim with the waves to get back in and stuff like that. And so it was like pretty much you relax as it draws you back, and then you swim with the wave, and then you relax when it comes back and swim with the wave. And pretty much when she was swimming, I would push her to go with the wave, and then I'd have to swim as hard as I could against the wave or against the water that was returning to just try and get her. By the time I reached that beach, I was.
So you're actually supposed to swim perpendicular to when you get pulled out by riptide. You're actually supposed to swim along like the coast, and then just like slightly angle yourself in. That way, you're not actually trying to fight it. You're swimming with the whole time.
Yeah, well, the mouth of the spot where we came out was, I mean, extensive. And she was already, like, down bad. So it was really just get her to the sandbar as quick as possible. And that was...
By the way, are these, like, the real names, or did you just pick, like, the most common names for people? Because
real names.
Sarah,
yeah.
John, and Jose.
Real names, yeah.
All right.
Yeah, and then here's the funny part. My friend Chris...
Of course.
Came out a little bit later and helped me bring her in. So all real names and all very common names. Good luck finding the last names, but I guess if people really knew me, they would know.
They were all Smith. Everyone was just Smith.
We talked about earlier that in September, Zeus and I are going to a convention. I just found the name of it. It is GDEX and KorgsCon 2025 in Columbus, Ohio. So we will be there Thursday the 4th, I believe. Is that the date?
Yep.
Thursday the 4th. We will be there. We may be guests. I'm not sure exactly what we'll do there. Whether we'll have a panel or what, I don't know. We're in talks with them right now. Or Kai is, because I got pissed off, so I gave up on it.
Sometimes you have to finesse when it comes to emailing, you know?
Yeah. Kai's trying to get us set up for that. So if that
I won't
happens,
even be able to make it. I won't even be able to be there.
Hey, even if we don't, we're not a guest there, we still plan on going there. So if we see anybody there, it'll be cool. But it's in Columbus, Ohio, so that'll be fun.
I'll make it to one convention at some point in time. You know, once we stop having children or something. I don't know.
Yeah, good luck. We'll definitely find more. We'll definitely find more to go to. They're always fun. So,
all right, Stacey, we're gonna have to like work on your segues there. Like that was.
Dude, my segues are.
Yeah, because there's nothing else worse to it.
Not only am I the producer for the #1 video game podcast in the world, I've actually read somewhere that I'm the best seguer in the world too.
Right. So, speaking of the best segue, best tea you can get. The one code we have, Moody's Brewing. Don't forget to go to moodysbrewing.com. Use UGB10 to get 10% off. I know the best. He thinks he's the best. So they are making a brick and mortar here in Ocala, and he did talk about having us out to do like a whatever you call it, meet and greet. We'd be going there. Whatever you call two people coming together, something, whatever.
Conversation?
No, when two people work together, huh?
A relationship?
Collab. There you go. Collaboration. Thank you.
Yeah,
there you go.
Okay.
God, there's a lot of words.
I'm full
of words.
But he meant collab because I know what he was talking about. I'm not trying to be a dick and tear Kai down here. Like I know what's going on here. I'm with you, Kai.
Yeah. Exactly. I don't know. I just sometimes words slip my mind. Usually I'm on point when it comes to movies, though.
We understand you're from Michigan. It's cool. Like you're not very smart. We get it.
Yeah, something like that. Yeah. Whatever you say. Okay. I'm not tired. You're tired. Huh? I mean, I'm above Ohio, so that's a plus, I guess.
I'm not even going to touch that one.
I know.
I'm going to Ohio, so.
Oh, you don't want to get stabbed?
No, I don't want to get stabbed over there.
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
I'm not going, so I'm allowed to say it right now because I'm not going. Next time when I can go to a little con there, I can say how amazing the Buckeyes are or whatever.
Yeah. OH!
Go trees.
Yeah. I looked at plane tickets today, so I don't know if I'm going to fly or drive yet. But anyway, Zeus was excited to tell us about Borderlands finally doing something that he didn't hate. I'm excited to hear this. I called him earlier and he's like, hey, they didn't mess something up. I'm like, dude, don't tell me now. I'm excited. We have something
right.
exciting and positive to say about Borderlands.
All right, so Borderlands, and this is on brand for them. I am pumped for a new feature that they're adding. There is a volume control for only Claptrap. That is an absolute W in my book. So you can just turn down or turn up just Claptrap and no one else. That's a W for me.
Probably does that winding like.
You know, I'm good with Claptrap on the first playthrough. And then the second playthrough, you're kind of like, all right, fine. Jokes are old. By like the 7th or 8th time that you're playing through, like, you good over there, Punishment?
Good, man. Good.
He's just half dying.
I choked on water.
Talking about Michigan not being smart.
I know. I choked on water.
I did.
But yeah, it like I said, it's on brand for him and everything else. Everyone knows that Claptrap is probably the most annoying character in all of the Borderlands series. And the way that Borderlands plays is that you do replay it over and over again. So being able to do that, 100%. It's probably the first W that Borderlands has had since Tiny Tina's Wonderland.
Still upset I missed that free game. Son of a gun. Oh, well. It is what it is.
Is the Steam Summer Sale still going on right now, or is it over already?
No, I believe it's still going on. Every time I've opened it so far, it's been going on as of yesterday.
Right. I don't know. I have seen some stuff on there. A couple of things have been hitting my thing. I feel like the discounts and everything this year aren't nearly as what they were previous years, because all the games that I've wanted, which are, several years old at this point, they're all still like $20-$30, and I'm like, that doesn't seem like a sale for a game that came out 8 years ago.
Yeah, I mean, the summer sale's still going on. It's till July 10th at 10 p.m. Pacific time. I've saw some pretty good sales on there, like Ready or Not's 50% off.
Game. They have a game that's going. What is it? Crosswind, but it's only early access. It's not an actual release game yet. So, you can get early access to this game. I know how much CC loves Sea of Thieves, but this is a newer kind of. It's like a mix from what it looks like. Anyways, I haven't actually been able to play it. I did ask for early access. I haven't been granted yet, but it's a pirate era survival adventure game. You get to explore, craft, battle. You'll have land and sea PvE with the option of doing PvP. But looking at the gameplay, it looks very much like a combination of Sea of Thieves and New World.
The thing I don't like about Sea of Thieves is like the wind sucks, first of all. But like you could go out and get like 10 chests and it just doesn't do a ton for you.
Bro, the new way that Sea of Thieves operates is you can get Pirate Legend in like 2 or 3 days now.
Yeah, I've heard
it's
that.
It's insane how quickly you can pick up Pirate Legend and how much gold and everything you get now.
Yeah,
and you can literally do
you
vaults.
Get more gold and stuff like than you do.
Well, you get it now.
CC is not into the grind of things. He is very much instant gratification. So if he doesn't have like those, COD weapon skins, everything along the way as he's going for gold.
No, because like this is my thing: is you could spend like 2-3 hours in Sea of Thieves and go out and get a bunch of chests. Like you could store like 10 chests and skulls all on your ship, and then you go back after like 3 or 4 hours, and it's like nothing really gained. Really, it's just I don't know. There's no gratification.
It used to take a bit when I would say Merchant was the longest one when you first got Pirate Legend before they had the updates, all that stuff. Now they actually have like Merchant quests where you can go out and like get like a whole bunch of crates and like specific objects that are related to Merchant, and they're worth a lot, and they give you a great amount of XP. And you can also do like you can actually raise the flag for each one of the different factions. So like if you're doing gold and you raise it and you get to level 5, everything sells for double, plus you get more XP for it. So I mean that's what I'm saying. People literally get Pirate Legend in.
Yeah, I heard that recently. I don't know. It's just
plus there's one stop now at each of the islands. You can actually go and they are not islands, but the actual
outposts.
outpost, they have a specific stand where you can return everything. As long as you're on a captain's ship, you can literally just go there, harpoon all your stuff off the boat. It drops down, and you just put it right to the same person. And it goes to the right faction.
When they introduced harpoons was awesome. That was like a big thing.
I still haven't played Sea of Thieves, by the way. Like, it's one of those games, just like Rainbow Siege. Never tried Siege. Haven't played Sea of Thieves. What are some other of the?
Have you played Helldivers 2?
Yeah, I played some of it. It just, for me, it kind of scratched that itch for a little bit, and then it hit so much controversy, and I never went back after all of the controversy. I guess they are actually coming out with the cape finally. I think They did. I think it's too late. Like, it would have been great if they had done it when they said they were going to, or when,
Well, they had it for a while. They said that they had it, and then they were just looking for the right time to release it, which it happened. Well, I mean, it would have been nice if they would have instant released it, but they said they had made it and they were just waiting to release it. Casey said that it was released a couple episodes ago. However, he was actually talking about the Super Earth Cape, not the whatever you want to call it. The Power Cape. And the cape did now release, where it has like the red bars down and a couple blues up. And they did undo the actual like banning of those countries where the PlayStation Network
they undid it?
They have undone that now. And then now they're also bringing Helldivers 2 to Xbox. August 26th.
That is happening?
It's confirmed now. Yeah, so you can make pre-orders.
So bad.
And that'll be good for you because you will be starting at 0, basically, because you've played, 3 games? So you might be a level 2 or 3. And you can play with your cousin, and you both can level up at the same time, and you won't have to cry about people being way ahead of you. I have a friend named Loa who's going to be playing, and we'll be playing with him, probably Casey and myself, and we'll just give him the weapons that you refuse to take. So, I mean, that'll work out for us.
Hey, man, when I play a game, I want to grind it. I don't want to be given.
Didn't you just complain about Sea of Thieves not giving you enough?
And what level?
And then now you're saying you want to grind a game?
And what level did you hit in New World when you wanted to start that game and start playing it with me?
25.
And how
15? I think you're 20.
And how far did you get in Tarkov when you had me reset with you, because that was going to be the new thing that we're doing?
I think 30. Level 30. I'm in Tarkov.
All right. Come on, Cece.
So not a grinder.
You're not a grinder.
But listen,
all right.
But listen, I also have a full-time job.
So do I.
I have a family, and I got shit going on. Man.
I have a newborn child. I actually am about to have even another one, and a kid, one kid at 10 and one kid at 5. But I'm still able to, grind a game for an hour or two.
I can't just grind games all the time now.
I don't do it all the time. I grind it for an hour or two at night, and
I can't keep up with other people grinding games because
I can't keep up with a lot of Casey. I can't keep up with Casey. His 2 daughters can play games all the time, on their own PCs and stuff. He plays while they play. I can't keep up with him, but I join and play with him while he's a lot. Like, we played Space Marine 2 now that they've come out with that siege mode, which is pretty fun. But again, it's more like a horde mode, right? Version. Yeah. And we've been grinding that out because you can actually prestige your characters now. And last night I got to level 14 or something like that, and he'd already got his guy up to level 25 and was starting on another guy.
All right, Kai, let's give CC a little bit of leeway. I understand that this week he probably hasn't played a whole lot of games because
4 hours in it.
I guarantee you that he has watched Squid Game season 3. Right,
he hasn't played games, but he's probably watched that for sure.
Right. Like we should be able to talk about all of the highs, the lows, the games, the people that have died, how it ends.
I tell you what. If you want to talk about Squid Game, we can,
Oh, you haven't seen it yet?
I have not seen it yet. I have not.
Well, then what have you been doing?
I have an idea. I have a great idea. I have a great idea.
All right.
Are you gonna play music?
No, hold on. Sorry.
He's gonna watch Squid Game 3 right now.
No, I keep getting calls. I said the text that it's I don't know. Must be something important must be going on. But regardless, how about this?
I left my phone upstairs.
You guys, after I leave, after I'm done recording, you guys can record and talk about Squid Games 3, and we could put that as extra content Even if it goes only talk about it for 10 minutes.
The thing we want to talk about is like pretty widely out there on the internet, but it's
but
not
you guys can have a whole discussion about it if you want.
No. I don't want to actually have any sort of discussion that's a spoiler because it's just been released. I just want to talk about the main thing that was brought up for a lot of people that were questioning about the next Squid Game that could possibly come out. Before you
go into that, I will say that a reasonable time period for something that is, that has been hyped up this much and everything else, I would say 1 month. I would say that after, the start of August,
I would agree with that.
Those that have seen it, and those that aren't going to aren't. It's just like right now, we can tell you that Snape killed Dumbledore. Guess what, guys?
No, listen, spoilers, like a month. That's like fair to me, right? Like, especially something that's as easily accessible. Something that come out in theaters, I don't think you should talk about it until it's out and about. DVD. Like I don't think you should go too in depth. But if it's on a streaming platform, it's fair game. Borrow somebody's Netflix account and watch it. I'm just
don't
lost.
Borrow Netflix accounts. That's against their terms of service.
It's not now. Because it keeps asking me if I want to pay $6 to share my account with someone. We
do not support the stealing.
They want you to. They want you to pay the $6 and share it now. Like every 3 times I get on Netflix, it's like, if you want to share your account with somebody, it only costs you $6. I'm like, no, I ain't sharing it with nobody. But regardless, I've not watched it yet. I am stuck in Lost right now. I will be done with it by the end of the week, though.
Well, if you're not done with it by the end of the month, then you're hearing about Squid Games 3.
No, I'll watch Squid Games. I
will say that it's very good though. It's a really good season.
Good, because I was really pissed off how the last season ended. I
still want to punch people in there for being as stupid as they are.
Oh, 100%. Obviously, I mean they're going to make it that way, but
obviously,
yeah. But it does not disappoint. Mm-hmm. I think it does a good job of doing, because a couple months ago we actually did like the entire timeline of what's going to be coming out. What is it? It's Squid Games 84, I think is one.
Yeah, but that was we found out that was a modified, was it like an MCU version timeline, and then they just modified it for Squid Games, and it wasn't really actually what's supposed to be coming out for Squid Games.
Oh, I didn't hear about that. Yeah. All right, my bad. But the American spinoff does look like it's going to be happening. Like there is.
Yeah, I heard about that.
There is a like little bit of a teaser. Do we want to call it a teaser?
No, we don't. And I only say that because so the very end takes place in Los Angeles. It's like literally less than a minute, and it shows Kate Blanchett being basically like a recruiter in Los Angeles. She's playing the same game that they play in Korea.
Downtown LA with some homeless dude playing dachi, just smacking the hell out of him. Yeah,
right in an alley, right? So you're like, okay,
that's where it ends.
Yeah, you're like, oh, this is now it's going to go to the American spinoff. But per sources that advise the Hollywood Reporter, the cliffhanger ending is not intended to set up the future story. And then I'm going to butcher this name 100%, but I think it's Hwang Dong-hyung or Wayne Dong-hyung, however you pronounce it. I'm horrible with that kind of name. But
we'll fix it and post at it. Don't worry.
Yeah. Well, somebody fix it. Somebody's going to be in the comments right now leaving a voice memo.
Our editor will fix it.
But he advised that he didn't write the ending with the sole intention of an American spinoff. So it doesn't say that it's not an American spinoff coming. He just didn't write it for the sole intention of an American spinoff. So it's possible, I suppose. I think it would obviously, people would watch it and it would do really well, but as of right now, it's not like an actual ending that's meant to be like a giveaway for an American spinoff.
I get that, but if they weren't intending on that, especially with how things, again, leaked, I'm going to use the air quotes again, they shouldn't have put that in. They could have ended it before that little minute and a half at the end of the end. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but it was kind of important because of what happened there. But yeah, I guess he didn't really need to go to the alley and she'd be there. But at the same time, I understand the suspense that was happening with it.
You're killing me right now. You're killing me.
You're welcome.
It's all right. Okay. Let's talk about happier things. Microsoft does mass layoffs. Is that better punishment?
Yes. Mm-hmm.
We all know how you hate Microsoft with a fiery passion of 1,000 suns.
I love Microsoft. What are you talking about?
Then why'd you buy a PlayStation, not an Xbox?
I have Windows on my computer. Because they didn't make a new controller, man. That's why I bought a fucking PlayStation. They didn't make a new controller. They didn't make a new controller.
Controllers are the same. I'm just saying.
That's it. That's what they did.
Yeah, they had 9,000 employees laid
and
off
I
this
can
time.
play all those games on there. Yeah, 9,000 employees laid off, 4% of the global workforce.
Yeah, for them anyway. They said the reasoning behind it was kind of a push to trim management layers, which kind of a broad statement just to I think trim some people. But they also just recently let go of some people in like June and May, so it's not like this is like the first part of the layoff. But there's going to be.
I read an article earlier today that said like the video game industry as a whole is like 25%.
Yeah,
so people aren't buying video games like they used to. I'm not sure. Yeah, I don't know.
Maybe they'll start coming back out with physical
if
copies,
you look at how video game companies have been treating their player base and their customers,
yes,
no wonder. Like there is such a huge push right now from a bunch of sources to just, here are your subscriptions that you can do, or, for $10-20 a month, or you can pirate it. Again, I'm not saying you should pirate things. I'm not saying you should steal things. Give credit where credit is due. But isn't it Xbox recently said that, what game was it? Is going to be one of their first major games that doesn't actually have a physical copy. Oh God, what game was it?
I don't know.
I'm all for no physical copies. I'm all for that. I mean,
no, as in you do not have an option at all for a physical copy.
Yeah, I don't see a problem with that.
Well, I see a problem with it, but I mean, there's so many games that games and actual developing companies that they've gotten rid of.
Games are just bad right now. Everybody's trying to remake shit, trying to make new versions of everything. There's nothing new coming out there.
Okay. The Outer Worlds 2 and Ninja Gaiden 4 will not have physical copies from Xbox. They will have day one releases, but on Game Pass. But one of the guys that I was watching talk about the whole thing is what was it called? Netflix used to be $1.99 a month to send you a physical DVD to watch as whatever you wanted to. I'm now paying like what, $22 a month for less work, less whatever it is. And they're just like, how long is it going to be until they're charging you $30, $40, $50 a month in order to, get these games on, Game Pass or whatever it happens to be? When do these games become all subscription based rather than, a game that you can just pop in and play?
Well, that's why they're trying to do the whole, like, what's that thing that Pirate Software is in trouble for? Who was he speaking against?
The stop killing games.
Yep. Yeah. So they want to make it to where, because obviously we're talking about games kind of going down. I mean, the amount of studios alone that were stopped in the games that were supposed to come out under Microsoft that have been ended are showing a lot of games that are being stopped and not coming out. We're not getting the physical copies anymore. People are getting mad about the leases. And I mean, we had that time a little bit ago where PlayStation had a bunch of
crazy
lease things that were just dropped. So I mean, people want that to end. Listen, they want the physical games back.
Terrible when you can't, like, if you lose that stuff. That's terrible. Like I said, my cousin lost access to all the songs they bought on Guitar Hero because the licenses expired or whatever. I don't really play old shit, so it doesn't really affect me, I guess.
That is a little bit of a different thing because that is Microsoft itself or PlayStation losing the licensing for how long they have the game for. These are games that they're creating. And basically the whole don't kill games things or stop killing games, or I forget, I think it's stop killing games. The whole thing is they just want the manufacturers to have something set up for when a game sunsets. When the game ends, you should still have the ability to play that game, whether that is through official servers or if they give up the ability to have their own servers and let people run private servers. World of Warcraft has hundreds of private servers out there, whether they're legal or not.
Halo 3 has some too,
But that's the whole thing, is that you're still allowed to do these things, and there just needs to be something in place. Pirate Software's take on the whole thing is that he's like, it's not possible. that would mean that they'd have to make these games single player friendly. And he's thinking so incredibly small that, I mean, and I've been a huge fan of his for so long that I don't want to see him take this L, but his L has actually pushed the Stop Killing Games initiative. It's like doubled the signatures.
It's almost
at
$1 million.
Week.
Yeah.
Crazy.
Yeah, it was at like 900,000 or something close to there before Pirate Software, was really trying to shit on this whole thing. It was stuck at like 425,000 or something like that for months.
Yeah.
And they needed 1 million signatures. I think they're going to get it
now. Mm-hmm. Yeah. They had Pirate Software actually had some sort of video put out with a doctor who I think he went to Harvard or something like that, but Dr. K, he's a psychologist, talked to him, pretty much was a whole conversation about how I think it's mostly just the way he words things to make it sound like no matter what he says, the people who listen to him, they just interpret him wrong no matter what he says. And that's what it sounded like a lot of that conversation was. And I'm hoping that the conversation with him will kind of, I don't know, bring to light a lot of what he's saying, make him think about it. But
maybe he should come on the Unqualified Gamers podcast and just, spew his side out. Maybe he should just do it,
Yeah.
He spews his side out to anyone willing to listen. And if you're not willing to listen, he blocks you and he goes after you. Like he's going after a small indie corp, like a small indie developer for a game that is making fun of streamers. So basically this little game, you can play this little, like, it's almost like a Flash animation game right now. It's in early access.
What's it called?
And I don't know. I'd have to look it up. But the person that is supposed to be Pirate Software is a cockroach in a wizard hat.
I like it. I'm with it. I like that.
So he is suing the indie developer for unlicensed use of him. And he's just like, yeah, that what you guys saw in that video is an unreleased thing that's not even in the game. I've already pulled it down. And Pirate Software's like, nah, we're coming after you anyway.
People get too much money and just become shitty.
I don't know, man. I was all for him until, like, everything that he's done that has been like kind of iffy would have been fine if he had just been like, you know what, guys, you're right. I take some blame. Doesn't have to be all of it, but some. But he's never wrong. He's never in the wrong. He's always doing the best thing possible, and he's not. So whether it's he is just that dumb and that we've never realized it, that this shrink is pointing it out like, well, you're using the wrong words, buddy. Or actually, I guess that would be it, right?
It's called Idle Streaming Bonanza, by the way.
Well,
thank you.
We can move on because he'll never be on the podcast now. So there's a Minecraft update.
I think I just got blocked by him. Let me go check my X.
I think he probably blocked all of us. But there was a Minecraft update with copper update. What does that mean? Copper weapons? Oh,
yeah. So they're
adding another metal.
So copper is probably the most abundant ore in Minecraft until you get a farm going or something like that. Really? Then of course, it'd be iron.
Yeah.
But copper is one of the most abundant ores. Problem is you've only been able to use it for lightning rods and
not much.
I don't remember. I don't remember you finding copper anywhere.
So about 3 years ago, Punishment, maybe 4 years ago, copper was introduced into Minecraft.
I played it before that or after that, and I don't remember finding any.
So
I remember finding iron. But
God, I hope so. CC was playing the game when it was just cobblestone, dirt, and wood, and that was it.
Hey, dude, I played in alpha, man. Like that's when I was really into Minecraft. So
2021 is when it came out. Yeah,
you were not able to die when I played Minecraft the first time.
Okay, by the way, I was guessing on the time frame for copper. That's pretty good. But anyway, so they're giving copper actual uses. So the one thing right now, it is not in the live game yet. It is just in a snapshot or in one of the like the Bedrock
betas.
Yeah. So it's something that they want to implement. It's basically like the PTR type thing that they do for a lot of other games, but it's awesome. So like the copper weapons are going to be better than stone, but worse than iron.
Mm-hmm.
But the thing is you have so much of it that you can do these things. Same thing with the armor. Right. The coolest thing ever though is the golem.
Mm-hmm.
The copper golem will now sort your items for you,
which is legit. Yeah, but
So
the items have to be in the copper chest.
So you put your items into, so if you've ever really played Minecraft, everyone knows you have a drop chest. Whenever you come back, you have a chest, you just drop everything in there and that's it. It will take 16 items out of the copper chest and then walk it to another chest that has those items in it and drop them off there.
Oh, that's awesome.
I think you have to have, I think it's very similar. So you know how usually when you create a chest, say you have coal inside of the chest.
Yeah.
And you have like maybe coal, some iron, stuff like that, like precious metals, redstone, stuff like that. Right. What you do is you put the coal in the first one, and then you put one in the rest of them, and then you put your redstone in one, and then
it just organizes it for you, which is like always a huge problem when you're playing that game. So that's awesome.
Right. Yeah, I am really looking forward to that. Imagine being able to do that with like the little golems, and then having them drop them straight into a hopper with like a like an iron farm or a chicken farm.
They have
so good.
They have it to where the chests are also going to oxidize, so you're going to see it as that orange color, the copper color, obviously, and then it starts getting more and more green. But you can wax your stuff to make it not oxidized.
Oh, wow!
It'll oxidize, so that your chest will start turning green.
So a thing with copper is that you can have your copper bars. You put them into the grid. You make a copper block. And then those blocks, if you leave them out, oxidize. I think there's a base copper, and then there's 3 stages of oxidation, and it just gets a little more green until it's pretty much all that like dirty copper, dirty bronze green. It's really cool. It's really great for like designing things and doing stuff like that. But if you do want to keep it in whatever state it is for aesthetics, you use the wax from the bees. You hit it with it, and it basically coats it, and that's where it stops. So
that's pretty awesome. That's cool.
I'm hoping they come out with something else. I mean, I've loved a bunch of the updates that they did. I think Caves and Cliffs was my favorite update aside from Villagers and Pillagers when they introduced all
with the copper.
Yeah, dude, it was a really good update, and Minecraft as a whole, I didn't like the fact that their Microsoft, logins got really janky if you owned both copies of things.
Microsoft logins are the worst, man. Like, I can't.
Hey, whoa! You're not allowed to talk crap about Microsoft. You're the Microsoft fanboy.
Listen, I like Microsoft, but their logins are just terrible, man.
Yeah, I hate that. Terrible. Like, let me send you a text or call you or email you, and I'm like, can you just? I've put in my password. I didn't. I didn't authorize two.
I did have the same problems with PlayStation 2. Like, signing into that was a nightmare.
The thing that made things difficult for me was when I was trying to sign into stuff that had the Xbox. I haven't played on Xbox in probably 15 years. I had an Xbox 360, so I had a login. And so every time I tried to do a login, it's just like, that's, that name's already taken. That stuff's already taken. And I'm just like, I know it's me. It's the same thing I'm having a trouble with YouTube right now. I can't get my old name back because it's a legacy account, and there is 0 ways to get it back unless you know the password. They don't send your password to your old email address anymore. The more connected we are, the more pissed off I get at not being connected.
I can't imagine like having to change my phone number.
Oh no!
Like
all the
tech,
I want to.
The texts and stuff. But you can't nowadays because all the 2-factor authentications.
If I could survive in today's society without a cell phone, 100% I would.
You basically do. I called you yesterday, your phone was off. I called you the other day, your phone was off. Your phone's never on.
It wasn't off. It was just dead.
It's dead.
And right now, my phone is upstairs and away from me so that I can give 100% of what I'm doing to you and this podcast. Unlike Mr.
My phone's right here.
Mr. Punishment over here looking down at his crotch every 45 seconds.
No.
It's
just
not that impressive. I've talked to Bree. Just put it in the other room.
It's cute, all right? It's cute.
Jesus. Speaking of things that are cute, Megan Fox, maybe.
Yeah.
Dude, I would love to see Megan Fox and Shia LaBeouf come back in Transformers. I would love it.
Let's be honest. Megan Fox is past her prime. She was hot in that opening scene of Transformers.
Megan Fox will always be hot. Okay.
What was that? What was that movie she just did where she was like a robot maid?
Oh man, I don't know. I watched part of it.
I think. Well, I mean, obviously, it was the same thing where like the AI is taking over of everything.
Yeah.
Right.
Oh no, I watched the whole thing. Yeah, I watched the whole thing. I can't think of what it's called, but it was really good.
Subservience.
That's it.
Yes.
Subservience.
Yeah, it was really
she
good.
looks like I'm sorry, she looks bad. Yet, yes, there is her getting into her like lacy bra and underwear, but like it's. I'm sorry, she just looks like the average girl these days. It's not this supermodel hot that she used to be.
I don't
She
know.
is
Megan
not.
Fox is always going to be just top tier for me. So
Is that your hall pass punishment? Is that the one thing that you're taking?
No.
Okay, see, so she's just some other chick.
No. I love
No?
Megan Fox. I love Megan Fox.
I'm just hoping that Transformers will be. I mean, I've enjoyed all the Transformers, really.
Yeah.
I mean, for the most part. But I'm hoping that the Michael Bay coming back will bring back Shia LaBeouf.
The Beast Wars one? Was that one of?
Yeah, that was pretty good.
Yeah,
I haven't seen it. I think I saw the first like 3 or 4, and then it's just like the Fast and the Furious stuff where I just lost interest in them. You know what I mean? Because they just kept going, and there was just no end to Fast and Furious.
No, I mean, I agree. They did do a lot of them. I didn't like I guess I shouldn't say I didn't like. I just after Shia LaBeouf, I was just like, come on, man! Like you're just gonna bring in Mark Wahlberg. Like,
he was a big name actor, so they're like, how can we keep this alive? You know,
TC, you missed it. I set you up.
Yeah, he set you up perfectly.
Segue.
What'd you set me up for?
You're just
Vin
go
Diesel.
for it. Go for it, Kai.
Did Vin Diesel did a? He was in Los Angeles. I'm pretty positive of it, anyways. And he was doing a talk about Fast and the Furious.
God,
I know. I thought it was so obvious, and then he rolled it back.
That was good, right?
It was really good, yeah. And then, so he was talking about bringing, like, they're supposed to be doing a Fast and Furious finale, which I think at the most part, everybody's kind of over Fast and the Furious, unless he had 3 conditions that he said he had to do in order for the Fast and the Furious finale to happen, which the 3 conditions were based off of what the fans were saying. Okay. So one
Paul
was
Walker
bringing the franchise.
To be resurrected.
The what?
Paul Walker needs to be resurrected.
Well, yeah, I mean, I was going to put that one last, but yes. Dom and Brian O'Connor need to reunite.
I didn't even read your list.
Are they going to use his brother?
I think so. I think that's what it's going to be. So that was one of them, was reuniting Dom and Brian O'Connor. So I don't know. I think they're going to probably use his brother, and they'll probably AI his facial features to make him look exactly like he did. And then they have to bring the franchise back to LA. And then I think this is the most important one, is return to the car culture / street racing, because they've pulled so far away from that. Like, they're not even near it.
No.
Not even near it.
I loved the first movie. I loved the second movie. The third, I think, was Tokyo Drift. Absolutely loved it.
Oh, I wasn't a big fan of Tokyo Drift.
I thought they should have just called it Tokyo Drift and not called it Fast and Furious. But that's just my opinion. And then the one, maybe the 1 or 2 after that, I really enjoyed. But
you mean Fast 4, Fast 5, Fast 6, Fast 7?
No,
Fast
I think
8?
it was like 5 was the last one that I really liked. I can't really remember. It's been so long since I've seen any of them, because like I just don't care about them anymore.
Well, this isn't supposed to come out until April of 2027, so we got a while.
Wow.
Yeah, it'll be a while.
Wow.
Yeah, honestly, once Vin Diesel was just in more is that what happened? Was the director of Triple X like, hey, we want to make more Triple X movies?
I guess.
But
in
there's
the
no
Rock,
funding
like,
for Triple X.
Wasn't there a third Triple X, and then like him and Ice Cube were both alive? And
I don't know.
I don't know.
They said he was dead in the second one, and then they're like, "Oh, we found out he was actually alive."
I thought that was a good movie.
That was a good movie.
But then, like, they started making more, and I'm just like, all right, I'm out.
Didn't he die in the first movie also at the end? Like,
No. At the very end, they're in Bora Bora and like at the beach or whatever, and they give him a call, and we got another mission for you. And he kind of ignores it, and they go swimming. The second one, the start of the second one, they say that Xander Cage had died.
Yeah.
Oh.
So, but then I think there was supposed to be a third one where they brought him back or something. I don't remember if there was a third one. I didn't watch it.
I'm just not into it, man.
Yeah, they brought Exhibit in to fucking ramp up some tanks and shit because he was on Pimp My Ride. That was great. I was like, oh, what is he pimping out? Some tanks? Cool.
Dude, that'd be great. But also more movies that have way too many sequels. Scary Movie 6.
I think a lot of people are going to be excited. The main reason I think Scary Movie fell off was because, like, they didn't keep the original cast and filming kind of way it went.
I mean, it's a ridiculous movie.
It is a stupid movie, absolutely.
You know that going into it. It's like movie 43 or whatever. Like all these they're all the same thing. But people, I thought the first couple were funny. I think I've only seen the first 2 or 3.
And they were, but you run out of tropes because we're using the same scary movies like over and over again. Like there are no new scary movies out there.
Yeah.
I mean, what is one of the new ones? Megan. It's literally just like 2025 Chucky.
Yeah.
Well, it's not always necessarily that they're making fun of just scary movies. They make fun of a lot of movies.
Yeah.
And then it's just based around really one kind of scary movie. Like one was I Know What You Did Last Summer. Two was whatever the mansion.
One was War of the Worlds. One of them.
Yeah, that was 3.
Well,
yeah,
one of them,
Scary Movie 3. But yeah, they do like one movie and then they put little snippets of other make fun of.
One of them. Oh
snippets.
God, so they all kind of run together for me because one of them was The Grudge, one of them was Scary Movie, one of them was
Signs, right?
Signs. That was a mix. That was
Signs was just kind of mixed.
That was like a mixed in with 3.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Because the War of the World one was also the one that did Saw with Jigsaw and the little.
Yeah, I think that was 4. Pretty sure that was 4, but still.
Yeah, I mean they're not terrible. I mean, if it was on Netflix, I'd probably watch it. You know,
I'd watch it, but I mean, I tell people all the time that my favorite movie is Evolution, but it just reminds like that's the kind of comedy that I think sticks around. But then you can't beat it. You can't do a second one. But they're going to be doing a Scary Movie 6 now, and they're saying that it's supposed to reunite like the OG cast. And I'm hoping my favorite one was Scary Movie 2, so I'm hoping it'll be something like that. But it's going to go to the theaters first, June 12th, 2026. So about this time next year, Scary Movie 6 in theaters.
I think I would be happy if I never went to a movie theater again.
I actually went to the movies last week.
We go to.
Did they have like the dream loungers, like the nice chairs?
Well, it was this. It was so I went to an IMAX theater. Little bit of background. I've been doing a lot of vacationing and everything else, and I missed Father's Day this year. Tried calling my dad on Father's Day. He's like, "Hey, I'll call you back." Never got back to me. So I drove out to Indiana. That's about a 5-hour drive, so I could take him out to like dinner and a movie. My dad is a huge F1 fan, and so we went and saw the movie F1 in IMAX. It's exactly what you would think the movie is. Old dude,
I'm a pretty big FU fan.
Say again?
I'm a pretty big FU fan.
Spoken like a true American. Anyway, no. But it's basically that whole thing. Dude comes out of retirement, takes a protege, blah blah blah, whatever. But while walking through the theater, this is just something that's totally just out there. I saw 2 movie posters. All right, one of them was the new Naked Gun with Liam Neeson.
Ooh, that could be good. I might have to watch that.
That looks. I don't know if it's going to be amazing or not because I don't see Liam Neeson as a comedy guy. He's the dude from Taken.
Dude, he had a comedy bit in Ted.
In Ted, that was iconic as hell, dude.
What was the tricks, right?
The whole series, yeah. He had like tricks. He went up to the counter. He's like, I come to like these are supposed
I've
to be
come to
kids,
purchase these, and
but I can buy these, right? And they're like, yeah, man. Yeah,
they say these are just for kids. You're not going to tell on me, are you?
Yeah, so it was really good.
But the other thing that I saw there was a picture for the Fantastic Four, the newest one that's coming out.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
My friend actually did the IMAX art for the new.
You told us this like 2 episodes ago.
I wasn't here 2 episodes ago.
Just
three episodes ago.
I wasn't here 3 episodes ago.
Whatever. You just told us about this. Yeah, you told us about this already.
I am still pumped. All right, that like, look, just because you don't know anyone, Punishment doesn't mean that I'm not going to hype my friends up. All right.
Hey, I followed him on our
make
account.
sure that
Weapon
you guys,
of Mass Creation.
Yes,
right?
Weapon of Mass Creation. His name is Andrew Hunt. Dude is amazing. Again, this logo behind me, he did it because he just got bored one night. But
he's very talented, very talented.
But yeah, if you look that up, it was just really cool being able to see his art. Like, so I've seen it, on like his page, and I've seen it on like the IMAX page, but seeing it in like person? Physical, like in the movie
took your picture with it.
Yeah,
that was a missed op, dude.
Hey, there's times he'll probably go back to the theater, or you could try and get that poster from the theater when they're done.
That's in Indiana. I would love to get one of those things though, and have him sign it. And have a quote second Andrew Hunt original. Granted, this one that's my original, but just having another one that he signed, I think would be amazing. Shout out to Andrew Hunt.
Did the theater have like the Dream Lounger seats though?
It wasn't that. They were like slightly reclining, slightly larger than like normal seating.
So we have a theater here in town that has the Dream Loungers. They have like heated seats and shit.
Oh,
I will never go to a theater that doesn't have those.
Didn't you just say you'd never go to a theater again?
No, I said I hope I never will. I said I'd be happy if I didn't. Obviously, the Avengers movies and shit, I will go to the theater and see them.
I hope that the heating pad or whatever it is, the heating element on those chairs go out when just whatever chair you're using that you pay for.
I don't want it heated. I don't want it on. I do not want it on.
So now it's just reclining seats then.
Yeah. My girlfriend uses the heated seat. She enjoys that. But
well,
I don't
hope
like
the button breaks.
Seat.
Well, in any case, to answer your question,
just the down, just so you can't return it down. It goes up, and then the button breaks, so you can't go back down.
I'd be fine with that. I'm cool with that. I'm cool. So, go ahead and finish what you're going to say, Zeus. I got some more to add here.
But it was just we could have gone to a nicer theater and everything like that. But my dad is one of those guys that wakes up at 5 a.m. every single day, goes to bed at like 8 or 8:30 every night. So those showings of those movies are only like 2 or 3 times in the day, and they all start at like 7 o'clock, 8 o'clock at night because it's supposed to be. And so we went. I mean, for an IMAX ticket, I think it was $14.
Well, that's cheap. That's
very
cheap.
That's not bad.
And
that's
so
very cheap.
Yeah, and so we actually paid more for the large popcorn, 2 drinks, and his beer rather than, everything else.
Yeah.
By the way, for anyone that's out there, if you do get any type of free tickets for a movie or something like that, if you like the movie theater and you want to really support them, buy things from concessions. They do not make any money at all off of ticket sales.
Right.
All the money they make is off of concessions. So if you are being one of those scummy people going in for free movies like Duck and Ropes or whatever, at least buy a drink and some M&Ms. Like, support them so that they stay out there.
I love
AMC,
they need
Regal,
to have some healthy options. I'm just saying.
You guys
big.
You guys need to support this podcast and come.
They're having trouble staying.
Maybe
open right now.
have an episode on the movie theater or whatever. That's what we should do. We should put our logo out in the middle as an ad.
I went to the last time I went to a movie was the Hulk, the new Hulk movie, the Red Hulk. It was Captain America, I think. That's what it was.
Yeah, right? Brave New World.
Captain America. So we went to that.
I haven't seen it.
And we hadn't eaten dinner or anything yet. So I was like, I'm going to get a pizza while I'm there. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
It was the worst idea ever. Because you
told us about this like 12 episodes ago.
Did I talk about the pizza?
You did, but it's fine.
Oh, okay. Yeah, no, I just didn't have. I didn't have a place to put the pizza, so I was like, "This fucking sucks." Dude.
In your lap, in the box, like you just
see the one I had in. I'm pretty sure I said this the last time. The one we had in Okemos had trays that you would swing out.
Yeah,
was it
be able to put your food on?
Because I was asking that,
Alamo Draft House.
This should all just remind you now. I was asking you if it was like the little school desk thing that like came up and flipped over, or if it just like swung around.
Awesome.
Actually, I had one of those. The last time I flew from Dallas back to Tampa, they had one in the plane in the armrest that I was able to pull. Very flimsy little tray thing, but I was like, that's because I sat in it was literally the very front seat. Because Southwest does a thing where you go by section. So when you sign in, if you do it 24 hours beforehand, you get like usually a further up number. I was like A13. So I was on the plane
in the
like,
exit row
instantly.
Or that seat.
So I took
a good seat.
A lot of people will pass the very first rows. And I mean, I don't really care where I sit for the most part. But once I saw that seat open, I was like, I'm taking it. So I took that. And then the tray came out or whatever, just so I could try and put my phone. But as it came out, it went like down. It drooped into my lap. I was like, well, all right. Well, this is a lot. Can't even hold my phone. That's cool. Whatever.
For me, I actually have like my seats are like rated. Because it's economy and it goes like window, aisle, middle. Middle is like the thing I just never want. And
Nobody
I will
really
pay. I will pay extra if the flight is over 2 hours and I have even the chance of a middle seat. If I have a middle seat for like 2 hours, fine, whatever. I'll deal with it for a short flight. But anything over 2 hours, like I'm not going to fly to Hawaii in a freaking middle seat.
Yeah.
Hey,
that's
never say never. Okay.
No.
Tickets,
I will never.
All right.
All the tickets that I'm seeing, dude, are like 6 hours to get to Ohio.
Yeah, because you have to stop in
a
larger
Chicago.
airport to actually take you there.
Yeah.
I mean, unless you want to pay like $600, you can get a direct flight.
I can't even find one, so I don't know what the hell I'm going to do. I might see if somebody will pick me up in Chicago because Otherwise, I might as well just drive. It's like 9 hours to drive.
You might as well just drive if someone's going to pick you up in Chicago. Shit.
Yeah, I mean, 3 hours is better than 9.
Chicago is only a 3-hour thing, and then it's like an hour and a half flight.
Same.
Yeah.
Close enough.
Plus, he doesn't have to.
Well, driving through Chicago in itself, but whatever.
Yeah, you ain't wrong there. It could be 6 hours just getting through Chicago.
HDMI 2.2. So HDMI, I didn't realize, is a brand name like Band-Aid, Kleenex, and all that.
That's why
stuff.
people are saying you should use the port instead of HDMI.
The display port?
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Because when you do HDMI, that like you literally are paying a company that just owns the name HDMI. As where when you use DisplayPort, it's just the name of the cable. You're not paying a license or anything like that. So anybody who uses HDMI has to pay them basically a percentage of whatever they're getting. So
here's my question. So I never knew there was like HDMI. There's an HDMI cable, obviously, but there's like a special HDMI cable that's like more powerful. Have you guys ever heard of that?
There is now. Are you talking about the DisplayPort?
So there no. So this monitor over here, my fourth monitor, will do
4 out of 7. Got it.
Well, it's not even hooked up right now. It's actually off, but it will do 120 frames or something. But you have to have a special HDMI cable. It's not a display cable.
Is it the Ultra 96 cable?
I don't know. I have no idea, but it's an older monitor. But it
will
do like 120 or 140 frames.
Well, no, it can't be the Ultra 96 because no devices currently support it. Okay. But the HDMI 2.2 is going to require an Ultra 96 HDMI.
I wonder if it's maybe like an HDMI 2.0 or something. I don't know because I can't remember because I when I bought the monitor, I wanted to make sure it did better than 60 frames, and I did. And then I come back and it's like, oh, it's HDMI. That's weird.
Well, this one's going to allow you to do 8K, so that's going to be insane.
Hey.
Well, you can do so. It gives you 96 gigabits per second for bandwidth. So at 4K, it would be 480 hertz. And then 8K will be 240 hertz.
That's wild.
So there shouldn't be any more like of that voice display where you like see lips kind of talking and then the voice comes like however many seconds after. So I mean that'll be a big plus for it.
So I recently found out that I guess HDMI is only good to 30 feet. After that, you get horrible latency. Like they
get some nuts.
Yeah, I mean that doesn't surprise me.
Which is
a lot like Ethernet cables. Like after 100 feet, you start losing.
Well, I mean,
power,
yes, but that's not really no. I mean, it's yes and no. The thing is that you shouldn't be running your Ethernets over 100 feet. Technically, you can run them 300 feet, but you shouldn't. 150 is
but
about
you start losing power. It's like another thing that I didn't know was like a battery charger will not work on like a cheap 100-foot extension cord.
Well, a lot of things it's because the cheap extension cord is usually a lot thinner. The gauges on it
yeah.
When you have a small gauge extension cord,
I think it's kind of like I think it's kind of like universal. Like cords just kind of suck after so many feet. So
again, it just kind of depends because if you're going to be doing something like that, you want to still run your RG6 or RG11 in further to like the middle of your house so you can run it out. Because let's be honest, if you have your router or whatever it is in the actual middle of your house, there's a very small chance that anything that you're doing is going to be more than 100 feet away.
No, you're right. You're right. Yeah.
Unless you're Punishment, who runs his stuff from his backyard, underground, through the laundry chute,
it goes
over the washer and dryer.
It goes from my living room across the hallway.
Floor.
Which people have tripped over it. It's on the floor. It's just sitting on the floor.
I don't
and then it goes.
Please take a picture.
I never want to go.
No. It goes into my bathroom, down the laundry chute, then is zip tied across my basement through a hole in the wall, into my computer. Okay?
I now understand why so many people hate you.
My girlfriend fucking hated it at first, but she doesn't even notice it anymore, so we don't bring it up because she's like, "This is not going to stay like this." I'm like, "No, babe, it won't stay like that." And it's been like that for 4 years.
I would hate you at this point. Well, I'd hate you as soon as you put it up.
She does.
That's not how we're doing that.
She does.
I would have drilled a hole right through the floorboards and just went across the floor joist.
Yeah, probably should have done that, but it's
would have made a lot more sense for sure.
But
hopefully she's not hearing us talk about it right now because it will start a fight. I'm sure.
But like I said, so it not only does what he says, but it goes underneath the stairs
Yeah.
And pops out like in a hole. Like,
Yeah.
oh my God.
There's a hole right there. The hole.
I don't like you. One of the other things that I wanted to talk about made me think of it. There's a cord that's connected to a PlayStation controller. This repair shop. Now, I don't know if this is just a video that they made for content or if this is actual. I mean, it showed some soldered wires and stuff like that, so it's possible it's real. And they talked to a guy on the phone. But there's been controllers where they actually have the Cronus soldered into the controller, like the inside of the controller.
Yep.
And
that'd be super easy to do. Yeah.
The guy says that he has a friend who does them, and he's actually given them to pretty big name streamers. So you won't notice because the cord goes into the back of the controller. You think they're just playing the controller, but in reality, they'll show you, hey, I have no Cronus on my system. Yeah. It's in the controller. You can't even see it.
Well, I mean, there's tons of ways. So there's tons of ways to hide the Cronus because a cord goes from the computer to the Cronus, and then another cord goes from the Cronus to your controller. So I mean, that's easy enough to hide right there, you know. So yeah, I was wondering if people didn't have controllers with it already built because it would be super easy to solder that in there.
Well, apparently it came with a flash drive that also had some. It showed some. This is where I got a little bit more suspicious. Because it came with a flash drive. I don't know why he would send the flash drive, but it showed files that had additional cheats in it, like health, walls, aimbot, stuff like that. So they could code that into the...
You're right. That's where it gets a little iffy.
Yeah, that's where you're like, now is this really real or is it just...
Well, I know you have to download scripts for the Cronus, though, right? Don't you have to download scripts or no? I don't know.
I think I'm
not
comes with like the
firmware.
You might have to update the firmware based on... Like when they come out with new cheats for Call of Duty, you have to update the firmware to get the newer cheats or locks installed and stuff like that. But I don't know.
I got you, bro.
So I'm just wondering about this whole thing. So if he's sending in the flash drive with it, I would assume that it is the person that actually made the controller. And if it's the person that's making the controller, why would he be taking it in to have it worked on when he was the one that...
Right. Well, he was saying it was his friend that made it, not him. And
right.
I almost think that he sent in the flash drive. This was my other thought. Either A, it was obviously for video context and just for them to get views and stuff, or B, it was because he was trying to promote his friend's business and trying to get this repair shop to maybe, send people their way if they wanted to cheat or whatever have you. But I mean, if he's already got big name streamers, I mean, why does he even really have to worry about it? It doesn't seem like he does, but...
And then I actually want to come do one more thing on this list just because I love talking trash on Nintendo. Brazil gets a W for me. Brazil gets a W. They're suing Nintendo for bricking the Switch 2. Go,
yeah,
you guys.
I've heard of people like going to Walmart and buying like a open box and it's been bricked.
Yeah,
I've heard of that's
people selling it online, and then when people buy it, they get it home and they can't play because it's been bricked. The console's been bricked.
People have figured out how to unbrick them, right? Or
no,
am I wrong?
Not that I've heard of. I haven't heard anybody being able to unbrick it.
But sooner or later, somebody will figure out how to unbrick them, and they will make a shitload of money because they'll buy a bunch of brick shit and sell it. So,
they're not going to be able to sell them because they're bricking them, like
permanently bricked.
I just find it hard to believe that people won't be able to figure out how to unbrick them.
No, they might be able to. But here's the thing: if you know that, let's say this one person is saying, "Yeah, I can unbrick stuff," are you going to be the first person to like try them out and spend like $250-$300 on this thing, hoping that they don't get a bricked console?
I'm not going to buy one anyway, so
But they have
Nintendo and Apple; they're the same thing now.
There's also the Killswitch case for the Switch 2. So if you haven't bricked it and you get the Killswitch 2 or Killswitch case for the Switch 2, it's D-Brand's new case that apparently can actually ruin your Joy-Cons and the Switch 2 because there's a little gap between where the Joy-Cons kind of come in magnetically to the actual Switch 2. And what's happening is that case is not leaving as much space. So if you're holding it, like say you're holding the Joy-Cons with your hands and then you go to touch the screen, when you're holding it with just the one Joy-Con, the whole Switch 2 can just disconnect and fall.
Yeah,
that's giving people a problem. And then they're saying that it's such a small percentage and that no one should really be holding it that way, that it's not really a problem. But I think they've come out with updated casing for now.
If you have a place to put your hands and then you need to type on something in the middle of the screen.
Yeah, what are you supposed to do?
You're not going to no, that is horrible design. That is yet another L for Nintendo.
Yeah.
That is bad.
Yeah, and, video games as a whole right now, they are
just not in a good place.
They're not in a good place.
One last thing.
Roofman is going to be in theaters October 10th.
Yeah, that looks pretty good. I mean, based on a true story of an escaped convict, Channing Tatum, which, I mean, he's kind of getting up there too.
Yeah.
But he's living in Toys R Us, and the Toys R Us manager is actually Peter Dinklage. So,
have you heard about all the? I know that we're getting up there in time, but have you heard about all the hate that Peter Dinklage is getting from the little person community?
Yeah.
Was it for the How He Got Mad at Cinderella or something like?
Okay, no, it wasn't just that. It was basically he got the role in Game of Thrones because he's a little person.
Right.
And then he goes after Snow White saying, well, you better not only hire little people. That's discrimination. So he basically made himself, he got himself up there. And it's what they're saying is he pulled the ladder up. And so he is getting a bunch of hate. So as far as the little person community goes, he's kind of up there as the number one
public
hated
enemy
little
number
person
one,
right now.
Yeah.
Or public enemy number 0.5, whatever you want to call him.
Well, there's only one more thing on the list, which is Delta Force is coming to Xbox August 19th. So,
cool.
Which is close to Helldivers. Never played it?
I've never played it. Have you?
No, you played it.
Me?
Delta Force? And I played it together, yeah.
I never played Delta Force.
It was not very good.
You sure it wasn't racy? Because I remember you racing and Jared playing together.
It was me and Zeus. I'm pretty sure.
Oh,
yeah. It was not.
Well, it's going to become free to play, and then they're going to include a Black Hawk Down campaign DLC for free as well.
It's already free to play.
Well, it'll be free to play on console. It's going to come out free to play.
That was supposed to be an extraction. What was the other extraction shooter we played? Arena Breakout.
There was Arena Breakout. There was Delta Force. There was
Delta Force was the kind of the bottom one for me in my experience because we still should get into Gray Zone again because I've heard a lot of good things about Gray Zone. Anyway,
I will get into it just for you to leave me again and ditch me in the middle of a LZ waiting for you to come back.
He'll hit level 4 and be like, all right, I've had enough.
All right, guys.
I've played everything.
Yeah. Well, thanks everybody for watching.
Let's
let us know what you agree or disagree with in the comments. If you think CC leaves games too early and doesn't actually see them through.
Oh, I do have one more thing I want you to add from now on. I know I'm cutting you off in your whole spiel.
What's that?
But I want you to actually give the day and time that we are going live on Rumble. You keep saying you can catch us live on Rumble, but people don't know when.
Oh,
so
yeah, we
I
go
just want
live.
to make sure that that's
in
there from now on.
Okay.
Go for it.
Yeah. Definitely. Again, leave us comments if you have anything that you want us to share next week. You can catch us on YouTube, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, iHeartRadio, and Rumble. We go live on Rumble on Thursdays about 5:30 every single time. Maybe a little bit, a couple minutes after.
5:30
and then EST. Eastern Standard Time. Sorry. Yep, that's good. And then also follow us on our socials: Patreon, Facebook, X, TikTok, and Instagram.